What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory Wrestling Podcast, coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio in Matawan, New Jersey, a.k.a. Chop Studios. For all your content needs, podcasting, video, photography, all that fun shit, I run this place. Come on down, say hello, get a free tour. It takes about 8 seconds, and then you know everything about this place. But everybody who's ever been in this place, all of our guests, Nikos and Steve Gipke and guys that have come in here, Arcadia, they all just walk in the same thing. Oh, did not expect this. So I'm doing something right over here. So come on down, check out the podcast. I believe we will have special guests in 2 weeks, because next week we're going to take off and recover from all the fun that's about to happen this weekend. But we have Vinny Pacifico, who's been dying to get on this thing. So I think Vinny's going to come into the studio and hang out with us and talk to us about his latest overseas trip on the Independence. So he's been doing really cool shit. So we'll talk to him. But that is Chop Studios, so come on down. We're also being brought to you, well, by the way, I'm Dave Sturchio, and that's Tommy Dee. And of course, Chris Payne is coaching his son's football team to a championship in which, if they win, they will get nothing but a trophy. So I don't know why the crazy... Actually, you know what he told me today? I don't know if Chase watches this or it's a surprise if it is. This is the part where you skip over Payne. He signed him up for a Jackson Dart football camp. And I said, don't you have to be good to run a camp? He's like, what are you talking about? He's the face of the football league now. I'm like... Why?
Don't you have to be off concussion protocol?
Well, that's what I said. I was like, he's a scrambled egg right now, dude. Like that guy's been in the blue tent more than the Giants have wins this season. That's the truth. That's a stat. And that's the truth. But anyway, Payne will be joining us on Saturday, along with Tommy Tequila will be joining us on Saturday, along with all of our wonderful sponsors. And of course, we've talked about it. Arthur Wine. It's been a week. Arthur Cantina Wine and Liquor over there in New York City. They'll be coming down, representing, opening up a table. They can't sell anything, obviously, because they're a liquor business, but they're going to spread the word about their great liquor business. And, of course, our friends over at Garden State Therapy Group. I know, what my man's name?
Anthony, trainer.
Anthony, the trainer, yes. So he will be in the building as well, helping out all the wrestlers and everybody else stretch out and get ready and also promote their business. So that's awesome. And of course, the Stand Comedy Club in New York City. If you're watching this right now, they have an astronomical lineup coming up this weekend in particular. Go check out their website, grab tickets. Very hard to get into if you don't get them fast, because it's very underground type. I really wish you were there that one time we went up there. It was
there's going to be another opportunity.
I'm sure there will be. Definitely work with them down the pike. They got some big plans for 2026. We could be associated with them in 2026. So a lot of cool stuff going on over there. Our friends over at Savvy Seats, my main man, Tommy Savvy, hooking me up with a great ticket to the upcoming Dallas Cowboys, Las Vegas Raiders football game on Monday night. I will be in Vegas the day after no Thanksgiving, which is, I don't know. I don't know who does this stuff. Actually, you know, it's funny. When we agreed on the date to do this show, I was like, man, you know, why does that sound so familiar? You know, like, and I just didn't put two and two together. So yeah, I'll be boarding a flight.
Yeah, you're gonna have a great weekend. Our event is Saturday, and then on Monday you get to see your team just roll stomp my fucking Raiders.
Yeah, because the last time the Cowboys roll stomped anybody is I digress with that. But yeah, so those are all of our amazing sponsors, and of course,
and also big shout out to Verbal Shenanigans, Scott Brennan. That is, they've been pushing us on their podcast for our event.
Who is this? Who is this?
Scott Brennan. I told you about this when we went to the.
I don't mind it.
When you wrote that readout for me.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes. Cool. Very cool.
So they've been, Verbal Shenanigans. It's a very funny podcast. One of the best podcast episodes. Well, Al Snow was really good. Was what's his name? He played for the Mets and the Phillies, and he's fucking spun off this earth, and it's not even funny.
Spun off the earth? Mets? Phillies?
Yes, 86 Mets. I can't fucking...
Dykstra?
Yeah, Lenny Dykstra.
Oh, he's a clown.
He had Lenny Dykstra on a podcast, and that man was buying crack while on the podcast.
That guy likes to talk.
Dude, I'm going to have to find it for you to sit there and listen to it. He gave a eulogy for a guy that didn't even die yet. Well, like his publicist had to text him right away.
Hey, he's not dead. Yeah. So, well, that's cool. But thank you guys for promoting the podcast. And of course, there's a bunch of podcasts out there that I want to give shout outs to. I don't know all the names of them off the top of my head, but anybody who's been promoting and spreading the good word about No Thanksgiving, thank you so much. Pre-sale, while it was gloom for a little while. We're like, oof, man, like, let's hope this picks up. It picked up, and it picked up significantly. We're expecting a nice crowd at the Starland Ballroom on Saturday night. It's going to be it's going to be a great time. And I think it's a great weekend for professional wrestling and independent wrestling as a whole. I mean, we're not the only show in town.
No.
There's a couple companies that are running.
Got House of Glory
kind of close to us too. Yeah, and then of course, then you have the House of Glory show, which is absolutely stacked. A lot of great talent up there. But again, I mentioned this on Facebook, and you can piggyback off this. I think, look, when you look at a House of Glory, and they're calling their show Super Clash, it is in fact a Super Clash.
Yeah,
the names on that thing are endless, and which is great for them. And if you're the diehard wrestling fan and somebody gets released off TV, 9 times out of 10 they will either wind up at GCW or House of Glory,
both,
or
really?
both. Right? Yeah, I think again, incredible. That's awesome. We have a different approach. Like we are not financially backed by anybody but ourselves. Which is definitely difficult because then you have to literally bank on sponsors and ticket sales and merchandise and stuff like that for you to push, for you to make any money, right? So we have not, and knock on wood, we have not lost money on the first 3 shows. That's a fact, right? We've made money on War on the Shore 1, made good money on War on the Shore 2, made money in Staten Island, believe it or not, you know what I mean? Because it was a sold show. So, but we believe in a little bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, do you want your names out there for the draw and the appeal? That's why you go out and try to book a Mike Santana when we had him, and the Righteous and guys that have had to pull off for obvious reasons. But
yeah, they're not going to choose. They're not going to choose an independent company over TV. That's just not the way it's going to work.
And it's also sometimes not allowed. So I'm not bugged out about either one of those two. But
what kills me with and the House of Glory show? It looks amazing.
It does.
And now they're bringing in Mercedes. And she's going for their women's title. It's like, she's not going to lose. She's trying to do the Ultimo Dragon belt collector thing.
That's such
like
a tired thing.
Me as a fan, knowing that, I'm not going to go there to see her because it's like, okay, well, so our champion we know is now going to have to drop the belt.
Who's their champ? Oh, it's I'm drawing a blank.
I forget what her name is, but it's just like I don't know. That's tough for me, and we've talked about this before. When you're booking guys and girls, they can't lose, and then don't make it for a championship match because you know what the outcome's going to be.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I think, and like I said, I think it's for us. It's building stars within. We wanted, like, that was the moniker when we first came out with this company. Manufacturing the future of independent wrestling. And there's been some people out there. There's a highly reputable company went under or announced they're going under after years of operation and a great fan base. I'm drawing a blank again with the name of it, but DPW, but it's called something else. I mean, the D stands for something more significant than just the alphabet soup kind of company. But I will say, like, there's a lot of people saying, wow, man, independents are dying. They're starting to lose its luster. Here's the thing. There's a significant difference between supporting the indies and supporting the indies. Stay with me. You can support the indies by going to the shows, by buying merchandise. Mm-hmm. That is supporting the independent wrestling scene. You being on a Facebook group and watching and streaming on streaming networks, that's not putting any money into anybody's pockets except for the promotion. And even if that, it's not enough money in the promotion's pockets, but you're not supporting the actual independent wrestler. These wrestlers, most of the time, believe it or not, and this sucks to say it, most of the time, there's independent companies that pay you based off the gate. If the gate's no good, the wrestler doesn't get paid well or paid what they deserved. So to support the independents,
like territory day type shit.
Right, and to support the independents, really, really, nuts and bolts, support independent wrestling, you got to get out of your house, get out of your basement, and go watch a show. You're not going to be able to invest in these characters if you don't know who they are because you never see, like, so there's going to be segments of our show that people are going to show up and do things, and you're going to wonder, like, well, I don't really know that guy. Well, it's because you're not invested in the product. There's a reason why we also do this podcast. There's a reason why we bring on guests. There's a reason why we promote the shows via social media, right? There's so many ways we can promote the show, but the way that everything gets articulated and delivered is if your ass is in the seat. And again, If you're on a national stage and you're on TV and you can go on Fight TV and watch it from Texas or some shit, great. But Triller, but like I'm saying, like if New Jersey independent wrestling, you can't call yourself a success if you're having these 25, 30 people drawn shows. The boys are getting paid a hot dog and a handshake, and then you wonder why some of these guys don't want to work there anymore. Flights are getting more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Flights are getting way more expensive than they should be. You know what kind of the fucking landscape is of this country right now with the all the bullshit going on at the airports.
I don't even know if I'd want to fly.
So I'm flying on Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, hold on. But what I'm saying, and knock on wood that that's on time and everything goes well. But like those prices are going up. So when these guys have price tags of $500 to $1,000, you got to add another $500 to $1,000 just for a flight. So that's why.
Then you got to count the hotel
and the hotel and everything. And some people have higher demands than others.
Yeah, so you're looking at one wrestler could be a $3,500 investment,
right?
And
how does the promoter make that back? He ain't gonna make it back on the 8 cents that he gets off a Triller.
No.
He's gonna make it back because you went and saw that person. And I'm not trying to like force it down your throat. This is how independent wrestling works, and this is how it grows.
Business.
It is a business, but at the end of the day,
it's the business.
It's only gonna be a business if the fans continue to go see the shows. There's only so much you can do online.
This reminds me of the story that Scott Hall once told when Vern Gagne wanted to put the championship belt on him, and Scott Hall said no, and he's like, "What do you mean no?" He goes, "I don't want to be the captain of the sinking ship. The houses are dead." Those are his exact words. The houses are down, and Vern Gagne is like, "Well, I'm rich." He goes, "Must be nice. I want to be rich too. Don't make me your champion because I will not be here when I come back around."
I remember Moff wanted like to lose one of the Alaska titles because he just didn't want to go back to Alaska. he's like, "Bro, just take the belt off me. I don't want to go back out there. It's a 10-hour flight."
It's rough, dude. I did that to Hawaii. I wanted to kill somebody by the end of the flight.
Yeah, well,
then you got to remember that you got to go do that home.
That is the dreadful part. Is the home flight. But what I'm saying, all that to say, is that like there's too many people supporting the indies. I want you to go out to these shows. Go out to Starland Ballroom. Selfishly, I'm saying that. Go out to House of Glory if you're in Queens. Go out to some of these other companies that are running and you like board shorts and cut off sleeve shirts. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, go support independent wrestling, whether it be good or bad or indifferent. It's a mixed bag.
These people are all out there complaining about ticket prices for WWE. I'm sure AEW's ticket prices aren't that much better, and the merch is ridiculous, and the food is ridiculous, and these big, huge venues. You want to take your kids like wrestling. You want to take them to the local independent show.
My dad did for me when I was younger. The first wrestler I ever saw was at the Woodbridge Armory, and I met Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I was like, I don't know, 6 years old, and he put me in a sleeper hold, and I was out like this.
Yeah.
But I just, again, that's where it starts. It's the lifeblood. Independent wrestlers work harder and harder. Most independent wrestlers, not anybody on the wall behind me or anything like that, because
Richard Holiday works very fucking hard. I tried getting him again for March. He's like, I definitely won't make that. So fucking keep July open, will you?
No, he said that. He goes, I'll see you on the beach. I was like, oh, okay. Great.
Everybody wants the beach show.
Everybody wants the beach show. Which, more details on that as we get into the new year. But this weekend, no Thanksgiving. We are here. We are a couple days away. It's been a long process, just like every other process for the first 3 shows that we've run. This is our first indoor show, which is, got me in a happier state of mind leading into the show. A little laissez-faire, a lot of everything will work itself out. Everything's gonna be fine. I want to say that we have top-notch production. GPW is coming in. Top-notch lighting. Ray's Lighting is coming in, which they've done. I could say they. It's little man, the dude that works there. He works tirelessly, and he looks. Anything he's done has been really good. We got my boy Shining Wizards Kevin coming in to help us out with sound. He does a lot of the wrestling stuff. He's not going by Shining Wizards Kevin anymore. He's just Kevin Garifo. Shining Wizards. I don't know what is going on with that podcast, but they lost their 2 best members. No offense to Tony and the other and crew, but you lost Eddie and you lost Kevin. You lost me too as a fan. I'm kidding. I watch and I still watch. That was one of my first podcasts I ever did as like a wrestler. I felt like a big shot. They're like, "You want to come up in studio?" I was like, "Oh, studio, cool." I'm like, "Where's the studio?" He's like, "My basement." It's like, great.
So that's why everybody says that they're impressed because they're expecting it to be like a basement or a house atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which, listen, you could do it up amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You
And their
know,
place was great. They had couches and it was all cool.
People aren't expecting to come into an actual studio when they're coming here because we're not, Joe Rogan or.
One day.
Yeah.
Probably not, but, you never know. But, yeah, so this weekend.
We're still young.
No Thanksgiving. Fight Factory Wrestling is, we're ready to rock and roll. And the card will speak for itself. We have a lot of really, really cool things planned. I want to give a special shout out to the Stunner Network. Those guys are coming in to do the kickoff show. Very excited about those guys. They're going to be doing in-ring interviews pre-show. And then we have Fox Vineyard taking on Jay the Key Evans. Jay has impressed me since the day I met him at one of the SWF shows. And then, he won a match at SWF to get into the Battle Royal. He made it to the Final Four of the Battle Royal, Sink or Swim Battle Royal at the War on the Shore, too. So
one half of the tag team champions for ISBW.
Is that still a thing?
I think so.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, again, yeah. but Jay, and this is, again, Flash Carter's a very good kid. I like him a lot. He's very energetic and has the energy to be a professional wrestler. Jay, to me, is on a little bit of a different level. And again, I want to try to use Flash at some point, but, we just got to choose our spots. And I think that this pre-show match is going to kick ass. I've been in constant communication with Fox. He's so excited to be part of this. He keeps calling it a tryout match. He's like, dude, I want to impress you guys so much. I want to be on the main roster. This, that, and the third. So that's, again, a testament to what we got going on.
And he ain't coming from around the corner. He's coming from Schenectady.
He's driving 3 hours to get down there, up in the Albany area, I guess.
Him and I actually have a mutual friend.
No shit.
Yeah.
How is that?
This guy was through a Facebook sports group.
Okay.
And we've talked forever. And when we started this company, he kept throwing the guy's name out there and kept tagging him in all of our stuff. So when I talked to Fox, I'm like, so are you dragging Bob with you to the show? He goes, how the hell do you know him? He's like, I've been friends with him since we were playing T-ball together.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Fox has had himself a decent career. And I think he's looking to reinvent and find himself.
He's got a fun gimmick.
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So they're doing the kickoff show. Very excited about that. We have 4 championship matches, guys. Like we are stacking this one. And this is not to say that every single event that we have going forward is going to have 4 championship matches. No. I just think that this one is a bigger one, and we want to crown our first tag team champions. I've already said it on the Wrestling Hour with Josh Chernoff that the Danny Moff and Joey Janela championship match will kick off the show. So be in your seat and be ready to go, because we are going to have ourselves a premier championship match to start the show. Very similar to the War on the Shore.
That was a good way to kick off the show.
And I only do that this time around because if you're going to crown an inaugural and brand new champion, I would like that to close the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like when it starts off with the championship match because everybody's raring and ready to go, right? They haven't had the night of ups and downs and ups and downs. Right. It's fresh. I mean, to start off the War on the Shore, that was probably the best thing that we could have done. Obviously, it didn't go the way that we wanted it to in other ways, but Latimer and Moff put on such an amazing match. It was there was no better spot for it to be in that bright sunlight with the view of the water.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It was perfect. It's perfect.
It truly doesn't get any better than that as far as the visual is concerned. So yeah, Joey Janela, Danny Moff will kick off our show as one of the championship matches. We just pretty much alluded to that the tag team 4 corners tag team match will go down as our main event of the night to crown our very first tag team champions.
And they still haven't signed.
Dude, I'm at like wit's end with this. It's like you negotiate a rate and then you don't, and then you do, and then you're good and you're not. And it's like, God, man,
it was hard enough to find who we found at the last minute.
I know. So we have the Now, who are the ACW tag team champions. They're coming in to potentially grab a second set of titles. You have the Rep. Those guys have cut some pretty cool promos leading up. They're very anxious and excited to be a part of us. Again, this is a shout out to Gino Gotts, but like I remember when I first saw the Rep in action in AC for Chad's independent wrestling company back in Standalone Wrestling, and I was on commentary. I didn't even care who the Rep were. When I heard their song, I was like, ooh, yeah, wow, damn, I was getting into this. I was like, I don't give a fuck if they can work. You know what I mean? Luckily for us, they can work.
They were a lot of fun to watch at Mike Bucci's retirement night.
I forgot they were there. You brought that up a couple weeks ago.
They wrestled the Spanish announce team. It was just people flying all over the place. It was amazing.
Dude, wait, what? Who did they wrestle?
The Spanish announce team.
Their team name is called the Spanish announce team? Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Why don't I not know? Why didn't we book those guys?
We could talk about that off air.
All right, because that's a fucking fantastic tag team name.
It was an idea that I had, and my contact schooled me on why you don't even fucking talk to them.
Okay.
And I was
We'll
like,
leave it
okay.
at that. We'll leave it at that. But that's a fantastic tag team name. I'm sorry. The Spanish announce team, that's fucking
They were in
great.
NLW too.
Oh, so they're actually known.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right, my bad. I got to get around. I got to get around more on the independents.
We were invited to their independent wrestling show. That was when Rob and I went.
These the puppets?
Well, they're not puppets, but that was the puppet show. Yeah, what a way to start off the fucking night. Now, the puppet was hilarious, but there were kids there, so his jokes really weren't hitting because there were children there.
Oh, my God. Anyway, so we have that. We have the Rep, and then we have the Silk City Kings. Heard from them as well. Check out all of our social media for any promos, anything leading up to that. So we have the 3 announced. One is like right there, like the goal line's here, and I'm trying to do the tush push, and I can't get over or in. But we're gonna get that done. I know. I'm very confident in that we'll get that done. And of course, Lady Frost is back. She is our inaugural first ever women's champion. She hasn't lost yet. She's defended it once this past summer, I'm sorry, against Vicky Venuto and
Zeta
Steel. And great match. But the referee of that match was Sunny Kiss. Sunny Kiss was invited as a guest, and she took it upon herself to just cause a whole bunch of chaos after that match and jumped Lady Frost. And I talked to her in the back. I said, what the fuck? And she's like, I want it. And I was like, you want what?
She's been radio silent too, which is surprising.
Yeah, well, both of them have been. I think they're gearing up for this one. I think this one's going to be a little better than, not to say anybody thinks it's going to be very good. And I think that they're going to exceed my expectations because both of these women are incredibly gifted athletes, gymnastics, cheerleaders. They got this whole background. They're going to flip all over the fucking ballroom.
Sunny's kick was, tremendous.
Sunny has been able to, my hamstring tore when I saw her. I was like, damn. But again, they're fantastic. They're going to
and
really
Frost,
go nuts.
There's no tiki bar for you to moonsault off of this time.
I'm sure there's other shit like a stage. Anyway, but we'll figure that out as we get there. And then, of course, so here's the deal. Our open weight championship match was originally scheduled for Steve Gipke to be the #1 contender to take on Chris Steeler. Shit happens. We will announce what happened at the show. There will still be an open weight championship match on Saturday, and we will figure that out as we go. Card subject to change. Steve Gipke's ready to go. Chris Steeler, that's another story. So he'll have to tell you himself on Saturday night as to what went down with him in the ring a couple weeks ago. So it's not always, listen, this ain't ballet. I know it firsthand experience of tearing something.
You think he lost his smile?
Something to that effect. I don't know. But no, I think he's one of my good friends in this business, and I wish him nothing but the best. But we'll talk to him on Saturday night, and we'll figure this all out. And somebody's going to walk out of there with the open weight championship. So I digress with that. We also have Lena Cross taking on Emily J. I'm very excited about that one. Emily's got a fan base and a half, traveling with her around the world. I every time she tweets it out, somebody says like, I'm coming from this town, I'm coming from that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? So, hey, we made a right decision on that one.
I think, remember when...
she's friends with like Malcolm Muscle and all those
guys.
Yeah,
but remember when Shay and I went to Big Event?
Yeah.
And Nikki Duke was there. Yeah. And she was there with the 2 other girls. I think she was one of them that said, you're now watching Fight Factory Wrestling.
Shut up.
I can almost guarantee she was one of them.
Wow. I'll have to look into that. That's really funny. Nikki Duke. Shout out to Nikki Duke. Hope you're doing well. That's funny. So, all right. So that's another one. And then obviously, so the most recent breaking news, again, scheduled TJ Crawford, Mike Santana. That was in the summer. Got nixed. Now we tried it again. Guess what? I got nixed again. But TJ, my man, you asked for the biggest, and you got yourself the biggest, okay? And let me tell you something. Big Trouble Ben Bishop is coming to Fight Factory Wrestling, coming back, making his return to Fight Factory Wrestling. He's very excited. He's got a loaded weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
He's wrestling all over Rhode Island or some shit, and then he's
I
coming
hope he
down.
doesn't hit the fucking ceiling with his head. This ain't the beach.
Nah, the ceiling's high. Maybe hang off the ball. But yeah, so TJ Crawford, Big Trouble Ben Bishop, one-on-one. And again, I don't like to speculate. I don't like to make bold predictions, but the following match, I don't know the order off the top of my head. I'm talking about the next match I'm about to talk about. You know, Rob Williams of BCP Plus Radio. Fuck, I'm losing it. Rob Williams had asked on his socials the other day, match of the year for 2025 in the indie so far. And I was like, I always comment, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. There was an argument for TJ and Jordan Oliver at the Shore as being one of the better ones of the year.
Listen, anybody who watches that match, if you're going to argue that, then you don't know what you're watching because, wow.
Yeah. And then, so Jordan Oliver had put out a post, bunch of like a recap of what he's been doing. And all I said was, so pumped to have you back. Looking forward to Saturday as a comment. And he replied, and I quote, match of the year incoming. And I don't watch, GCW runs way too much for me to know what the storylines are. I don't know if they've ever gone head to head. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And I'm talking about Marcus Mathers and Jordan Oliver. My assumption is yes, but not at the levels these boys are both at now.
Yeah, no, and I mean, look, Janela gave him the biggest compliment that night when he wrestled him, saying like he blew him up. So, and I know Marcus Mathers has been training with Natty Neidhart and all them.
TJ Wilson, yeah.
You know, so this is not one of those matches where you're going to be sitting in your seat. I can imagine everybody's going to be on their feet.
Yeah, this
the
one,
whole time. I'm so excited for this.
I got a really, really good feeling about this one. I really do. I think this one's going to be like, I'm going to go to the next Fight Factory show because of this kind of shit. You know what I mean? So matches like that are always leaps and bounds. Just take it to another level. There's that. There's crazy professional wrestling, and then there's fights. The following match to talk about is one of Ken Dixon, who has been involved in 2 hardcore matches at the Wars on the Shore, 1 and 2, as he goes one-on-one with the runner-up from the Sink or Swim Battle Royal, TJ Marconi. Now, this one's interesting because it seems like they get along, right? It seems like they're taking like little jabs at each other online. But the one thing I can't seem to figure out, and I've asked TJ, he said, well, I was just kidding, or, you know, he's just trying to sweep it under the rug. His promo has got me thinking. I don't know what the hell he's got going on, but he was on the phone with somebody, and then he's like, oh, a big night, whatever, and then hangs up. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any shot, but I think TJ Marconi is tired of coming in second place, and I think that there could be something going on. I don't know. But
Well,
Ken Dixon,
I mean, you know, Dixon did take the first shot across the bow by making fun of Italian people in tracksuits.
I did see that.
That kind of pissed TJ off.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off too. Not gonna lie.
A little bit.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's coming from a guy who wears, you know, the jorts the way he does, but he pulls them off great. He's got a great physique. And
Yeah, I would kill for that.
yeah, right. Like, I'm cool with it. I would wear short shorts like that if I could look like that.
Either him or Joe Keys.
Yeah, Joe Keys keeps liking our stuff. I got a feeling he might show up on Saturday, so we'll see if we can, I don't know, figure something out for him. He looks like shit. I remember when I met Joe Keys, I was like, oh yeah, and just another decent wrestler or whatever. Now Joe Keys looks like he ate Joe Keys, but in the best way possible.
When he walked up to us at War on the Shore, the first one, I'm like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, he looks
like, why didn't we
great.
book him? Holy shit! Or at least have him as security.
Yeah,
shit.
We'll have to negotiate with Mr. Joe Keys, another MCW regular down there in Maryland. But yeah, did I leave anybody out?
No,
I think I nailed it all. But
as we just put the post out, Vicious Vicky is going to be there. We don't know why. We don't have anything slated for her.
I told her. I know why. She's not booked for TNA. So I told her, come on by, come to the show. Yeah, come to the show, sell some merch, hang out. and do whatever.
Not mad at it.
No, I'm
Everybody
not
we
mad
love
at it.
Vicky,
Vicky's the best. Yeah. So I told her, come on down, do your thing. And she's like, yeah, I can't wait. She goes, I already talked to somebody, you know, and I'm like, well, okay. So then again, I don't know anything. Why can't I figure out anything? But anyway, so a great card, top to bottom. It's going to be a lot of fun. Front row sold out. Front row stage sold out. Second row is moving. The stage is moving. The World Bar behind production, that one row of seats, sold out. So general admission right now is looking like standing room only. So I would definitely recommend filling up the second row or the stage seating. The stage seating is awesome. I can't stress that enough. You are eye level with the match.
Stage dived off that stage.
Of course you did. For which emo concert was that?
Slipknot.
Slipknot's been at Starland?
Slipknot, Slayer. Dude, you know the Starland Ballroom used to be Hunka Bunka, right?
I did not know that.
You didn't go to Hunka Bunka?
No, I did not.
When I told you I spent my entire youth at that building, I spent my entire youth
Hunka
at that building.
Bunka. No, I remember hearing the commercials all the time as a kid. I just never went because I was an athlete.
So was I, but
I don't know about all
there
that.
were things that I enjoyed a lot more than sports.
Cocaine. Anyway, so
Right in the third stall in the bathroom.
oh my God. All right. Well, don't do any of that at the Starland Ballroom. But again, tickets on sale right now, starlandballroom.com. Watch it. I know, or come there and support independent wrestling. I know people are asking about streaming and watching. There is a slight chance that we go live on YouTube, but we will not make that call until the night of. So
Yeah.
if that's a thing, great. If it's not, sorry, you'll have to wait until we release it when we want to release it. So it's really up to GPW and myself, Payne, and Tommy to figure out the logistics of that. But that be that. How much time we got? All right. So I had to touch on one thing. There is a brand new Intercontinental Champion, and his name is John Cena.
I'll give you that. You said the last match had to be for a belt.
I said it because
I don't like it.
What reward? Again, he's like, my last match should be earned. And I'm like, for what? You know, I mean, like, all right, again, if you want to wrestle Taker, Michaels, Ric Flair, all these guys on their last match, yes, you will forever be known as the person linked to that. For John Cena to literally blurt it out there, like, yeah, you got to earn that shot to be my last match, I felt like it was a little self-serving. Again, it's Cena. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
But now, the new wrinkle is that he beats Dirty Dom. Now, I have to say and tip my cap to Dirty Dom because that dude, let me tell you something. If you had to put your finger or point to the future of the WWE, I know it's crazy, but little by little, this dude is turning out to be the second coming of Eddie Guerrero. And it's fantastic to watch because you know there's the ties with Eddie. There's obviously the ties with his father, Rey Mysterio. This dude has got every element that you need to be a megastar.
Which is amazing because 4 years ago,
Lost
we
in
were
the
not
shuffle.
saying that.
No, I was not. Nobody was. Everybody was like, oh, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
God, he's in a tag team with his dad. Nepotism.
Yeah, He's going to grab the
Nepotism.
mic again. They're going to drown him out with booze and shit. Oh, you can't even hear him talk. Now, and notice that he's doing all of this, no more like girl drama. It's just him, right? I'm sure like once Liv comes back and they do that again,
Yeah.
like whatever. But like, he's doing it on his own and he's doing it so well and he's delivering everything. And that's such a big fucking moment for John Cena in his 20 plus year career.
I think that's the only belt he hadn't won.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know what that tells me, right?
What?
There's one other guy who hasn't won that and has won
I've
every
seen
other
theories about that. We'll get to that in a second. But what I'm saying is, as far as Dom Mysterio goes, you did the job, bro. And I want to say, I would not be surprised. True story. I would not be surprised if Dom gets it back at the Garden on Monday. Because they have
Okay.
the last appearance for Raw for Cena is Monday. And then we got to wait till December 13th, I believe. Or no,
You're not
is
even
he at
gonna,
Survivor
you're
Series?
not even going to see his last appearance.
Yeah, because I'll be watching Cowboys. I mean, who cares? I mean, I'm
You're
watching.
going to be watching the Cowboys roll. You know what? The game's probably going to be so bad you could probably just watch it on your phone.
No, first of all, if I'm paying all that money to be out there, I ain't paying attention to anything else. I'll get back to my hotel room and I'll give it a gander. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal in the world of wrestling, but I'm just saying, like, on demand is a beautiful thing. But yeah, there's a shot that Dom does the whole "I want my rematch," And it happens here. I'm trying to think. Is Cena technically advertised for Survivor Series? He's not. That's kind of wild, right? I mean, like,
I guess they want to make him special for his last match and not keep carting him out there more. I don't know.
that is kind of weird.
Maybe a promo at Survivor Series. They haven't really said much about Survivor Series to begin with.
Oh, somebody said something about Survivor Series the other day in the form of William Regal, which was by far.
That was so
I
great.
said it's a pain in the text. I was like, I think Regal is Ron Simmons now.
Yeah.
No more damn. You're gonna get wall games.
Listen, we've been waiting forever to hear him say that because he wasn't even allowed to be seen on TV for almost 2 years.
What? Yeah.
There's no compete with fucking AEW. He was not allowed to be seen on TV.
I could have sworn I just saw him on NXT. That's what.
Yeah, he's allowed now.
But anyway, War Games seems to be brewing right now as CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso to take on, I guess, The Vision and Logan Paul. Is that what it's looking like?
I don't
Three
like
on
the
three?
Logan Paul thing. I
Are we
don't.
Wait, are we adding 2 more people? Like, what are we doing? It's never 3 on 3. It's like 5 on 5.
Well, what do you got?
It's only 3 on 3 right now. So you got to add people as we go. I guess. I mean,
I could see Brock Lesnar joining Punk and them because didn't Brock have something with Braun Breaker? Didn't they have like words a couple weeks ago because of Paul Heyman and everything?
Brock hasn't been seen on TV since he beat Cena.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I could see that happening, or Brock joining up with Heyman.
Part of the Vision.
Yeah, even just for that one night only. I don't know. And this is the shit part where it's like I don't want to bash WWE, but they're not really giving us anything to go off of. Like you talked about it last week. They're kind of coasting. People are starting to care more about John Cena's last match than they are Survivor Series, which leads me to TKO making some sort of a statement saying that WWE needs to lean away from the Vince McMahon PLEs. Like, if you ever do that, if you ever lean away from Royal Rumble,
I was
WrestleMania,
say, who wants to do that?
TKO was saying that WWE should do that. If you ever do that, you're going to lose your entire fan base.
Stay the fuck away.
Yeah, the entire fan base is going to go away. Those big 4 PLEs are always the ones that people look forward to the most. Like with me, when I was never watching the weekly television, I had no clue what was going on. I would still watch those pay-per-views just because they're always
and it's like a refresher and like, okay, these storylines are ending and these ones are new. So if you haven't caught up to all the wrestling, watch Survivor Series. You'll get a whole new flavor the next day as we hit to the road to WrestleMania. But yeah, so they're starting to trickle in that. Looks like we had Sheamus win his match and Rusev won his match. So they're in the final 4. So my question to you is who's facing LA Knight? Because they literally like, ooh, I'm gonna keep this one a secret.
If he's keeping the IC belt, and I'm not saying this like begrudgingly because I love Sheamus. If that's gonna be the last match for Sheamus to win the belt, and that's another one that he hasn't won, like that whole story, that it's just like.
So you missed the question. I said, who's LA Knight facing?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm saying he left it blank for a reason. Like they did the whole thing. He looked at the name. He's like, I'm going to keep this one a surprise.
What if it is Brock? What if it's Brock?
Brock in the tournament?
Yeah.
Then he has to run through it.
I'm just saying, what if it is Brock?
I mean, I don't see that. I personally, as a fan, I would love to see
Did Brock ever win the IC belt? I think that's another one that he didn't win.
I thought he beat Van Dam. That was King of the Ring. I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say is I'm not sure if they're going to go the route of bringing somebody in. Like, is it going to be Joe Hendry, Matt Cardona, something like that? Because now you have there's another match announced. Jey Uso versus Gunther? No. It was Gunther. I think. Oh man, this is terrible. But it's not terrible television. It's been a week, man. I'm fucking tired and I got this show on Saturday.
It just all right. And again, it just shows the lack of like interest for most of these names that they're giving you. Mm-hmm. That's what it is to me. It's just the lack of interest. It's like this lull, and It's crappy. It really is. It's really crappy. So if they're not announcing who that one participant was, maybe it is somebody that's going to be from TNA. We haven't heard from Trick Williams in a while. It could be somebody from NXT too. Mm-hmm. John Cena's last match is going to be very NXT heavy.
The Miz versus Jey Uso. Sorry, there we go. The Miz versus Jey Uso.
Okay. But you heard
I
that.
said Final Four. Shit, no. All right, so Rusev and Sheamus are now in the, I guess we'll call it the Elite Eight, if we're talking about basketball here. The Miz versus Jey Uso, LA Knight versus TBD, and then Javon Evans against Gunther on Raw on November 17th, and Solo Sikoa versus a surprise opponent on Raw on November 17th.
Yeah, so it's either going to be, those are going to be either somebody from NXT or maybe even TNA that don't have anything going on right now.
Again, it's just so,
everybody, just like you, they keep throwing the Obafemi thing out there. I think it would be great for him. I just don't think it would be a good match with Cena. I don't think Cena would be able to do, like, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't. It's one of those things, man, where it's like, I don't know. It's such a mystery. They don't give you much. They don't give you much to go off of.
They're not even getting you invested.
I know, and that's why I think a tournament was a bad move. You want to showcase some people, fine, I get it, but like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't agree with the tournament thing, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And with that, it's probably going to do it for this week as our go home show for Starland Ballroom. It's going to be a fun time. Please, if you haven't bought tickets yet, do it now. Do not wait. It's going to be a great night of professional wrestling, a great night for Fight Factory Wrestling. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's really all I got. So see you there on Saturday night. It's been a hell of a journey to get there. We're going to crown some new champions. Tag team championships on the line. Very excited for that. So we're going to crown new champion there.
I can't wait to see those belts.
I
in
know,
person.
I know. Payne's been hoarding them.
He's such a selfish prick.
Jesus Christ.
Self-serving, selfish prick.
All right, Jesus Christ. Anyway, he'll hear that and he'll take care of it. So for Dave Sturchio, Tommy Dee, and of course Chris Payne, Tommy Tequila, and the rest of us here at Fight Factory Wrestling, enjoy the rest of your week of wrestling, and we'll see you guys on Saturday night for No Thanksgiving. See you guys there.